Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the Twin Astrology forecast for the week ahead for the Twin Flame Collective. Keep in mind, all of these energies are coming forward to kind of push us forward. We're kind of entering this once-in-a-lifetime gateway. Jupiter conjunct Neptune is inching closer together. It will be exact on April the 12th, but we're kind of feeling this energy very intensely throughout the week. And it's kind of like this karmic deadline when it comes to those that have been sleeping, and many are going to get a rude awakening in the energies, especially the divine masculine, who's been playing into all of this karmic involvement. So a lot of guardian protection. Things are definitely coming to a head, and I kept hearing that song, Two Heads. I forget who sings it, Coleman something. And the masculine is feeling like a monster with two heads. And it's kind of this energy of where do we go from here? So Jupiter joining Neptune on the 12th, and I know that's not happening this week. That will be next week, but like I said, we're going to feel this. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This transit happens about every 150 years. A lot of spiritual illumination when it comes to birthing 5D Earth, this new world that we have been striving towards over the last several years on the journey. Many of us, if you look back to about 2019, many of us come into this illumination then, and we're kind of rounding the completion of this deep period of healing when it comes to love. With Mars and Venus still conjunct, although they're further and further apart, this is bringing forward deep-seated healing, especially with all of the Aries and Chiron aspects that we've been working with since the new moon in Aries. So, this twin flame ghosting is coming to a close is what I feel. There's definitely resolution with all of these heightened energies coming through, because we enter into the week with a very powerful and rare stellium in Aries with the Sun conjunct Mercury, Pallas, which is an asteroid linked to Athena in Greek mythology, and Chiron, which is linked to the wounded healer. So this is really going to bring forward a lot of heightened sensitivity. Old wounds are going to be flaring up this week. It's not going to be easy energy to be working with, but the benefits will be significant if you are willing to face all of these challenges in order to clear the pathway forward. So get ready for these deep hurts that have been repressed to show up in words, expressions, thought processing. It's gonna show up in ways that you least expect it. A lot of light is being shed on what it is that we need to heal individually as well as within these connections. And a lot of these masculines have been repressing when it comes to the healing pathway with the divine feminine, and they are about to get triggered into intense emotional purging this week. It's also a very heightened time for many of the divine feminines. Pallas, the asteroid Pallas, does rule the divine feminine. And so all of this energy is happening in regards to relationships, creativity, and deep, soulful romantic connections. We are here to manifest sacred partnerships, not codependent relationships, independent relationships. And if you have blocks when it comes to your self-worth, which would be linked to your second house in the astrology chart, that's coming up in focus, where we have blocked love, where we have not been able to fully reach love with that open heart. So a lot of the divine masculines have been going to war, going deep within resolution of the true roots of why they have rejected the feminine, bringing up all kinds of fears of abandonment now more than ever. And all of these cosmic energies are supporting this purge. You might hear or see my Peanut in the background playing. She's home from school today. She's definitely feeling better, but we're taking a day of rest to kind of just recuperate. Anyways, so with this Jupiter-Neptune energy all being supported by Saturn, our strict teacher of structure and order, and the North Node, this is going to bring all of these higher energies into our physical world. Purpose is in focus, and passion. So a lot of the divine feminines are really in this very exciting energy is what I'm feeling when it comes to our creative projects, our creative ideas, our wishes to make the world a better place. And our heart is the compass for that. So a lot of the feminines over the last several years have been building their ideal future, and we have been doing the healing work of the past. And now I feel all of the onus is now falling onto the masculine when it comes to this burden and honoring their true soul's principle for this lifetime, including this twin flame connection. So a lot of physical grounding is coming through. And I feel as the feminine aligns to her true purpose and fully opens up to this loving connection, the masculine is, going through this gateway and being brought down to the lowest of the lows in his physical life circumstances in order to reach these high spiritual potentials coming forward in the energies. So with this highly rare transit leading up to this, this will not happen again in Pisces for another 150 years. So it is going to bring a lot of states of transcendence in order to fully ground heaven and earth on the physical plane. So the energies are going to be very difficult to deal with, because when we go into these states of transcendence, we also have to come down and face all of these shadow aspects. And it's challenging, because this is where we're being asked to master these lessons, to break free from any illusions of the mind and all of this unconscious heaviness that has created all of these illusions in the masculine's world. So a lot of spiritual illumination, a lot of mental inspiration coming forward, and it is a lot of emotional heaviness. Pisces is the heart energy as well. So a lot of these masculines are feeling powerlessness, and they are being submerged into finally feeling the suffering of the world that the feminine had to encounter when she first awakened. A lot of the feminines have been taken to their knees, and we've purged the pain of this collective energy when it comes to this deep, insufferable energy that we've been, manifesting on Earth. And it is crucial for the divine feminine this week to shield yourself and to not absorb others' unconscious emotions and suffering. So it will weigh you down, and it will prevent you from stepping through this gateway in that positive light. So a lot of awakenings. I do feel the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction is the great awakening that we have been waiting for, that many of us have been shown is coming, and we've been so very patient waiting for this moment, divine feminine. And this really is going to be life-changing developments globally, miracles, magic, all kinds of beautiful energies of being able to feel this unconditional universal love. It is this ignition or reignition of our purpose, and a lot of luck and expansion. I feel a lot of the divine feminines are coming into their rainbow blessings, the unlimited abundance. Many of us will be experiencing windfalls or massive inheritance energies. And this is going to be the pitfall of the masculine. I feel a lot of them are trapped in their emotions at this time, in the battle zone of the war zone, playing into victimhood, powerlessness, and they're really needing to find resolution. A lot of the feminines have created this energetic boundary, and their massive focus is on their purpose. And so this soul love energy is kind of speaking to the masculine, and it is soul love versus karmic love, and releasing all of these negative past life love commitments that are no longer serving us, stepping into our highest potential. So these old promises are being activated between the twin flames for this clearing, and this Chiron and Aries stellium are triggering all of these past life woundings around these karmic relationships to come up and to clear, because Saturn is saying the time is now for this karmic clearing and this karmic recalibration, and a lot of triggering. So massive recalibration is happening throughout the collective globally. All old soul contracts are coming to a close for these new soul contracts to come into effect. If the divine masculine is not living up to his soul's contract with the divine feminine, he's going to hit this activation point, and it's going to be very triggering. It's going to be very painful, and they're going to have to embrace this ascension path once and for all. The divine masculine made that promise before coming down to earth, and if he is not acting on his soul's guidance, he's going to have all kinds of karmic repercussions coming forward, and his pathway will be cleared with all kinds of unexpected towers and shakeups, because you can never ever run from the soul contracts and the soul agreements that you signed in the higher realms before incarnating for this mission. This mission has been made crystal clear to the divine masculine, and they've not been acting on their soul will, and therefore all of these karmic contracts are coming up because they've been ignoring the divine plan. And this is no longer going to work when it comes to these cosmic forces this week. We are not here to feed division. We were not born into this mission by accident. We are ready to earn our rightful place within the collective as part of this ascension pathway. And the energies are reinforcing the masculine to stop playing into these patterns of separation, division, chaos, conflict. I think there's a lot of exploitation going on in the masculine's world. And all of this is coming out of the unconscious into the conscious mind. We agreed to come here to awaken for this core soul contract, this life. And we are here to accomplish and learn and experience these karmic contracts. But we are not meant to stay stuck in them. Interesting, I noticed 11:11 on the timer. So we as light workers, especially as twin flames, which I've talked about is very rare, we have entered into particular soul agreements this lifetime to be those way showers when it comes to sacred partnerships and unconditional love, because we are here to bridge heaven and earth by going into these higher states of unity consciousness, and then to bring this down and to ground this in our 3D reality. And when the divine masculine has ignored this soul contract, ignored this soul agreement, the universe is saying, hey, it's not gone unnoticed. You have to get involved with your mission, or you're going to, have all kinds of exceptionally unpleasant energies coming forward to work through as you awaken, because you have ignored the calling on the heart for so very long. A lot of the feminines experienced this in the past. We lost our jobs. Our whole life got flipped upside down. We had to close out all of these karmic relationships, which felt like complete and total upheaval and brokenness. And this really is the pathway to directly open up to your divine source. So I do feel many of the masculines are experiencing a job loss, financial loss, relationship losses. And this is basically the karmic guardians saying, yo, it's time to wake up. It's time to get your act together. It's time to mature and transition as part of this mission for society. It's time to break free from division consciousness and to step into unity consciousness once and for all. So if you've already worked on yourself, which many of the divine feminines have, we're not going to feel this energy as intensely as those that are being pushed. It's not quite a punishment, but the message is going to come through loud and clear that you got to do the work. And it's time to show appreciation to the divine feminine once and for all who has done the work. So, many of us have already journeyed deep into the abyss of our own awakening. Many of us have done the soul work, and we've carried the burden of the masculine up until now. And we're not carrying that burden anymore. If the masculine chooses to repeat these cycles and not listen, well, these karmic energies are going to be forced to be addressed. And this influential cosmic energy is saying, yo, you have to work through this karmic baggage once and for all, because it's not working. So all kinds of challenges in the physical reality in order to wake the masculine up when it comes to his very arrogant ignorance. And we cannot keep repeating these cycles. And if the masculine chooses to keep repeating these karmic cycles, oh yeah? Okay, give me a minute. Go to the bathroom. Sorry, guys. So anyways, if we keep repeating these cycles, then all of these negative energies are going to be mirrored to the masculine of why he's been lacking and why he has been ignoring this. And all of these challenges are seeking to wake him up when it comes to this deep inner malice that he's created at the soul level. And it's like this deadline energy. You're going to have to give me a minute, guys. I got to go help my daughter in the washroom. So give me 2 minutes. I don't have the ability to pause and come back. So I will be right back. Sorry about that, guys. So it is this soul deadline coming through. So it's this great big cosmic trigger point when it comes to the twin flames who volunteered to come here this life to help, anchor in these unions. So it's this course correction happening behind the scenes for many of the masculines. And if they're not willingly following their soul's paths, then they're definitely going to have all kinds of suffering this week in the energies. I do feel there's been a lot of crown chakra activations taking place. And so all of these activations are, awakening the third eye. And this is why we kind of have to shield our energies, because when the light comes in, so does the darkness. So a lot of active dream space, I will say. My dreams have been very active. And a lot of these masculines have been guided and given instructions through dream space when it comes to making these karmic adjustments, stepping into this future timeline. So pay attention to your dreams. You're likely receiving unconscious instructions to help clear the pathway and open up the pathway. I do highly recommend, like I always talk about, is the journaling. Journal about the visions, journal about the signs and the messages, and then the messages will become crystal clear through the process of releasing through journaling. So a lot of spiritual communication, telepathic communication between the twins has been happening. And now this added focus of Pisces energy is bringing forward the need to discern your own feelings and versus the perspective of others. A lot of these masculines have played in to being derailed through addictions, dragged down or triggered by all of these karmic colleagues, karmic friends and karmic family. A lot of societal status quo negativity surrounding the masculine. And his karmic intent is bring forward all kinds of negative interactions this week in order for him to clear this outside energy and open up the space for the feminine, because I do feel a lot of the feminines have reached a level of wholeness at a whole new level. And this is creating an intense collective metamorphosis, especially with the divine masculines. It's not just the twin soul collective that is going through this recalibration. This is intensified soul elevation. This is global activations, global awakenings, and there's always a higher purpose at work. So we're all kind of in the throes of this deep transformation, this karmic detox, when it comes to the collective consciousness. And we kind of have to, when we leave the 3D, we kind of have to go into the 4D of the collective consciousness, where all of our soul's baggage kind of resides if we're to rise above into the 5th dimension of unconditional love. So as our soul rises into states of transcendence, we do kind of have to come back down into the 3D and sift our way back through the 4D to rise above. So it's like the cosmic forces are getting very, very impatient with the divine masculine, because we didn't come here to repeat history. We came here to journey and expand beyond these historical archetypes and to embrace unity. And as we go through these upgrades, a lot of the karmic entities are being triggered. And this is a deep purging and clearing process that we are going through. So old negative cycles are coming up to be addressed for this specific purpose of this final release. And this does include negative consciousness. So this is going to be very intense as we go through this process. Many of us have been deep within these ascension energies of clearing out these old timelines, these old realities. Since 2020, for me, it began in 2019. And then there was the big clearing in 2020. And so when we experience these higher states of oneness and we're shown this new earth template, and we keep going forward through our intuition, then we are granted more gifts. We're granted more channeled energies. And the pathway, just honoring the pathway, is a reward in itself, because when we lift up higher into these states of unity and oneness, we truly do come out the winner on the other side. And there's really nothing to be gained by going back into these karmic realities of opposition and war-based energy, especially for the twin flames. So so much energy. These masculines that have chosen stubbornness, conflict, and aggression, they're going to be really going through it this week. And as you know, Mercury enters into Taurus later this week, this is where we can learn to deepen our communication skills with others. And really get grounded in the present moment. Taurus is a very earthly energy, so we're coming out that very passionate Aries energy where many of us have been very blunt, brash, and harsh with our communication. If you think of Taurus, Taurus is the Empress energy. I'm a Taurus sun. Taurus does rule creativity, manifesting energy, singing. I can sing. And actually my life path is the Empress, a manifester. I'm a manifester. So there's emphasis on this Empress energy coming through. And the feminine's voice carries such a high vibration with these light code activations that she's been absorbing. I feel a lot of the feminines are coming into their manifesting capabilities. So when your soul is speaking to you, you are being asked to embrace this supercharged divine power and to allow your voice to activate the twin flame soul song. And we activate that twin flame soul song or blueprint through harnessing our creativity. I know a lot of feminines, the voice is the key to manifestation. When we truly express our truth through our throat chakra, this is a healthy part of the functions of this karmic release. So if you are having issues speaking up or sharing your voice or your story with the world, then you have throat blockages here. And this is exactly why the twin flame ghosts us, because they have a throat chakra block. And this is usually due to challenging life events from childhood. And there's deep healing work that needs to be done collectively on the throat chakra. When we get energy stuck in our throat chakra, particularly, it blocks this flow of light coming forward. And many of these masculines ghost. They don't say a damn word to us at all. And it's really been a disability for them, to be honest, because they've ignored these issues. A lot of the masculines were likely abused in childhood by a mother figure. Or a lot of the twins experienced their parents getting a divorce, which is also a lot of trauma for us. Or many of us had issues being bullied at school and not being able to stand up for ourselves. And so all of this stuckness in the throat chakra kind of has to be released. And as the feminine releases the blockages, the masculine will have no choice but to resolve this clearing once and for all. I've been also shown throughout my ascension journey, a lot of the masculines go into a vow of silence. And that was part of the higher contract, the vow of silence. And the feminine has to break the masculine free. If you look at it like the Little Mermaid story, Ariel's voice was stolen by the sea witch, the murky sea witch, Ursula, the tentacles, the octopus tentacles. And that's what the karmic's been, like this very tentacly octopus of like entanglement. And the feminine has to release the voice for the masculine to see the feminine clearly. And it all worked out in the end in the Little Mermaid. But so anyways, this really is set to be a powerful week of breakthroughs, to build from the depths of all of this darkness to fully emerge back into the light. Our physical realities are shifting. The signs, the sinks, the energies, a lot of the feminines are in the flow on a personal level. And so this is triggering this collectively. We can't keep playing games. A lot of these masculines were game players, played a lot of women at once. They thought they were the cat's ass, and they're really not, to be honest. And so all of this karmic energy is getting involved, because the twins are being rallied to the forefront for this karmic mission. And these karmic entities have to be dissolved if we are to focus on creating and envisioning the best future for humanity. And we do this by building our happiest life first. And all of us carry this vibration of heaven on earth, but we need to follow the light. We need to follow our inspiration, and we do need to follow our heart. And a lot of these masculines have followed down there. That's what they followed, was their sexual urges and their egoic mind. And it's kind of time to get back to the heart and to speak that truth. Did you want your ginger ale, Pookie? Selective hearing. None of my kids really listen to me very well. As I clear a major throat block. Okay, we're going to jump in with some cards, guys, and we're going to see what other energies need to come through collectively. I'm going to start off by using the Illumination Oracle deck, Forgiveness. That's a big one. A lot of these masculines still need to come forward for forgiveness. And they're definitely deep in the shadows of reliving the past, paying attention to the details, and they're about to get hit with a roadblock this week if they don't choose to take a risk and send that message. You know, we all go through periods of inadequacy, and that's the masculine's ego. I think it's time to crumple up that inadequacy. If they are to face all of these challenges head on, definitely going to be hit with roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. If they don't pay attention and come forward to seek that forgiveness when it comes to these past energies, I do feel get ready to receive a message from your counterpart this week. They're going to have to take a risk. I also feel, like I said, luck is on your side, Divine Feminine. So beautiful. Unhealthy patterns just flipped out and reversed, which is a clear indication of the severing of the karmic contract. A lot of these karmics manipulate the masculine through sexual addictive behaviors, drugs, alcohol, anything low vibration. A lot of these karmics are so very codependent on the masculine. They base their entire self-worth and their self-value on this one person, and they're about to get a rude wake-up call too, because that is dead and gone. And I feel a lot of the karmics are going to be grieving the loss of the masculine. I think the masculine very well could have been secretly stashing away money and finances as well when it comes to moving towards the feminine. And so in order for them to find their determination to come forward, they're going to have to release that karmic contract. They're definitely deeply missing you. And there's that rose, the brothers of the rose. I channeled that message yesterday for the sisterhood of the rose and the illumination. I feel a lot of the masculines have come into that illumination of this spiritual marriage, this spiritual partnership. There's no backing out of this agreement. And I feel the masculine is hoping that you will show him some compassion if he comes forward for this reconciliation, because he's definitely drawn to you and he's about to go through an emotional explosion, spiraling out of control in order to spin him back on track. I'm being shown the Wheel of Fortune. So definitely making plans to move. I do feel children have been a block when it comes to this ending, this divorce. The karmic has tried to manipulate through emotional blackmail, using the children as a tool to manipulate. It's definitely over. The sun, I'm hearing that Elton John song, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. The sun is definitely going down on the karmic. She's stuck holding on to the masculine, and he just wants to break away and come towards you and fix what's broken. Likely by Easter, that special occasion card keeps wanting to come out. So likely around Easter, but we'll see what other energies. Untimely death. The masculine is definitely, it's that energy of your life flashing before your eyes. When we go through the ascension journey we do with crossover, and it's like a chance to say goodbye to the past. I feel a lot of the masculines are in communication with some loved ones crossed over that really have illuminated all of these unhealthy habits in the masculine's life. So I feel a lot of the masculines are spending some time reflecting on how they've chosen to spend their time this life, and how they've lacked caring for themselves or honoring their physical vessel along with this connection. I do feel a lot of the masculines might even be estranged with their children at this time, which is perpetuating all of this family lineage to come up for clearing when it comes to the masculine self-worth. A lot of wounding, a lot of self-worth and wounding coming up, and transcending these negative experiences that have shaped us but should not define us or limit us moving forward. So self-worth and loyalty. So loyalty is in focus. The masculine has not been loyal. He's been a little player all over, and he's being asked to dedicate his life to this mission. Will he remain loyal to the feminine? Because these external influences are going to keep testing him when it comes to this resolve. A lot of the masculines have played into resentment blaming the feminine for everything that's gone wrong in their life, and they've manifested this mess. And so they've done wrong by the feminine, not the other way around, and they've been playing the victim for far too long. And it's kind of time for them to make this right, these wrongdoings, and forgiveness will bring liberation. And there's that impaired energy. If these masculines do not give up these addictive behaviors, they are likely going to experience an untimely early death, because we cannot keep playing into these physical impaired conditions, because all they do is create another karmic cycle of suffering. So, and there's that karma. Karma is coming knocking on the masculine's door this week. When it comes to these secrets within the arranged marriage, within the false arranged contract, I feel a lot of status quo breakdown, a lot of wealth is being lost because the masculine has not honored his obligation with the divine feminine, and all of these secrets that he's held kept inside to protect his heart are coming forward with vengeance. Because this burden has to be released this lifetime once and for all if we are to step into unity, consciousness, and healing. And many of the twins will be coming into a very large extended family right shortly. And it's kind of time to release gender roles is a big thing, to release gender roles. And the masculine is definitely going through a deep void, digging deep to understand his mission, experiencing a major lesson in humility when it comes to his arrogant ways, a huge release of the ego, of this sense of lack. A lot of the masculines didn't want to learn this lesson. They thought they were in control, that they could get away with doing whatever they wanted to do. And when the universe says, no, it's time for that wake-up call, they're going to attract that wake-up call. And universe is saying it's time for you to go towards the feminine, who is a healer and a teacher, and they have been instructed to go towards the divine feminine. And the more they resist this, the more tirelessly this devastation is going to be in their life. They're needing to make that house call with the divine feminine. They are being called to fulfill their mission at this time, to release this laziness. They've been lazy. They've not wanted to live with purpose, and now the universe knows exactly what it's doing, and it's bringing forward this punishment energy, although we're not really being punished. But this is where they have to consequentially face all of their wrongdoings. A lot of public ridiculing by the karmic. It is feeling like an imprisonment energy in order to get the masculine to release these feelings of shame, regret, remorse, guilt, inadequacy when it comes to their own shortcomings, and releasing those feelings. A lot of mother wounding as well coming up as the masculine is being pushed into his spiritual education, his higher learning, and to work tirelessly to cultivate new earth energies, because we are old souls and we are here for this cosmic mission. So let's get a couple, the Temple of the Rose, ancient power expression activation. That scarlet energy, the red scarlet, is definitely the Harlem, or whatever you want to call it. She's been eradicated from the contract, and deep heart healing is taking place, is what I'm feeling in the energy. So we'll get a couple of Rose Oracle messages. Or not. We'll try that again. There we go. Rapture, divine rapture. It is the energy of divine rapture. We can no longer ignore this dedication to this mission. And as the feminine reaches total acceptance of her ancient power and her expression, it is creating the activation of the karmic codes to be dismissed. And the masculine is being asked to honor this sacred mission, rapture. Divine rapture. A lot is being released in the energy in order for the masculine to step into love and devotion and this ecstasy, pleasure with the divine feminine that he has been so afraid to go towards. So let's see what needs to come through. The thief. Yeah, there's that thief, the karmic structure, the karmic thief, the false community structure, and the masculine is being asked to mature once and for all. The pathway has been illuminated, and he is being called to journey towards the feminine with a gift, with a message of concern, absolutely, because he is definitely putting an end to this false narrative. And it's kind of time to embrace this courtship and this occupation with the divine feminine. Definitely the feminine has been tirelessly working towards her mystical mission. And she's stepping into the privileged lady at this time for all of your hard work. Get ready to receive rewards, and the masculine is definitely going through that karmic adjudication. He's in God's court right now, and he's going to do a lot of toiling and laboring when it comes to stepping up and breaking free from that karmic imprisonment. And when it comes to these higher unions and embracing this change, I do feel a lot of the masculines are struggling with their health at this time as well, and they're really going to have to, you know, embrace this cosmic energy. That's what that conjunction is going to feel like, the Magician flying high in these ascension energies, following the compass of the heart, releasing the rats that got into this foundation. A lot of the masculines feel like a rat in a cage. I'm hearing that, a rat in a cage song. Oh my God, I haven't heard that in a while. All right, so we got the death energy. We got the death energy again. So a lot of death when it comes to breaking free from the cage, and the feminine's been caged in their heart for quite some time, and the feminine does hold the key, and the masculine is making that wish when it comes to coming forward with that offer. Wishing, praying, everything kind of coming full circle, and it's kind of time for the masculine to come forward. And I think he's been hiding those motivations for quite some time. Do expect to receive a message or maybe some roses, because Spirit's like, you're going down because time's up. We've been screaming in your ear for a long time and you've been ignoring us. And it's time to head towards the feminine. It's time to head towards the temple path and to release this lower ego. It's time to take a risk and to come forward loyal, committed, dedicated, honest, transparent. You cannot come forward with any masks. And that is completely being illuminated. Tree of Life activation, the Kundalini activation in the energies. So let's pull into the feminine first. And I chose the Divine Oracle feminine. Look at that. Ace of Cups. Brand new beginning here. But there's that snake in the mix of this union. And there's that tower. So a lot of the masculines are going to have that tower for allowing this snake to come in between this spiritual love and this foundation. So a lot of karmic repercussions in the energies this week. And the masculine is going to be derailed until he goes through this karmic clearing and steps into that visionary leader energy. Seven of Coins, Page of Coins. So that's the energy of time's up. The masculine's world is going up into flames, and he will be coming forward with that new offer. I also feel it's really time, Divine Feminine, to stop sitting on the fence and to really master your craft and your gift if you have not already been doing that. We got the Four of Wands. That's a message from your higher self. I feel a lot of the feminines have really stepped into that unity consciousness. You've built that solid foundation from within, and that is bringing in that honest, open communication from the Divine Masculine, utilizing his logic. I also feel you've mastered integrating your own masculine energies, and now it's time for you to kind of just sit back and receive. Yeah, there's been an imbalance when it comes to this connection with the Six of Pentacles reversed, the Six of Cups. You've not received what it is that you deserve. And, you know, the masculine has not come forward with that emotional offering, and he's deep within the shadows of facing the dragon to get the goal, deep within the shadows of regret, remorse, and guilt, knowing that it's going to take a lot of hard work to climb towards success with you when it comes to the inconsistency, the non-committal, the back and forth, the cheating ways. But there's definitely a brand new spark for a new beginning, and the masculine knows it's going to take a lot of hard work, slow and steady work to rebuild that trust with you, and a lot of transparency. So Nine of Cups is what's hidden below the surface. That's what you don't see coming. Victory, success, movement forward. You are birthing your wishes, Divine Feminine. You are the Mother Mary Goddess of today. We all hold Mary Magdalene codes within us as part of this ascension energy, and this is the coming together of the sisterhood of the rose. Cancer energy, your wishes are being granted and you have mastered your manifesting capabilities is what I'm feeling. So get ready for movement. You are birthing your wishes. Everything you have prayed for. Victory is yours, Divine Feminine. And that karmic entity is done. So Queen of Cups, overall outcome. I would like to get a couple more cards on the Queen of Cups. I just feel you're being asked to protect your energy. If you notice, her hand is over the cup. Do not feed the masculine any energy at this time because he will just feed it to the karmic. Cover your cup, cover your energy, protect your energy. Be careful who you're sharing your intuitive hits with as you kind of release all drama out of your life. Do not play into any drama. The struggles are over and you're being asked to just honor those firm boundaries, and nobody needs to know what you're doing. Go into solitude, go into secrecy. Nobody needs to know your business as you cross this bridge towards victory and building this legacy with the 10 of Cups and the 6 of Wands. Victory is yours. The masculine is going into the judgment with the divine at this time, at the crossroads, facing all kinds of opposition when it comes to coming forward with that apology at that rock bottom because of the 3 of Cups, because of the third party interference. Financial ruin, lack mentality. Now the masculines are feeling the burden of being left out in the cold. Like you were, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. Where's he at? The miser. Greedy pig. Holding on to everything with all he's got, and really he needs to come forward and do the work. The energy is saying you can't keep holding back, or you're going to be met with obstacle, challenge, all kinds of struggles with the karmic contracts if you don't release that grip of control. So first energy out the gate for the masculine, we get the Faith card, the Hierophant, the Strength, Justice, and the 9 of Wands. And so the universe is saying, oh yeah, you're going down. We're in control. The divine masculine's not in control. The universe is. This karmic recalibration and rebalancing is happening now because it's time for the tribe to rise as those visionary leaders. And I feel the masculine is praying on his knees, praying, hitting that rock bottom. He's definitely wounded, deeply, deeply wounded. Something about that Taurus energy going, when Mercury enters into Taurus, I feel a lot of these masculines will be coming forward. I also feel on the Strength card a lot of upper visions. Oh yeah, definitely betrayal in that karmic contract. The 3 of Cups, all of the masks are falling. That masquerade is over. It ain't fun no more. It ain't even a party. The final nail in the coffin, a lot of betrayal in the karmic contract. So, you know, the masculine stayed into that addictive karmic entity contract like a rat in a cage, not choosing the feminine, and now this betrayal has come full circle and he's trapped in a karmic bubble of his own making when it comes to this lack of truth, needing to come forward with that truth, with the divine feminine in order to rebalance these scales. Something with that Taurus energy again. So I feel this is where the masculine is at, deep within this healing process when it comes to the lack of drive, motivation to embrace this expansion. They're definitely in the death energy, definitely struggling when it comes to this missed opportunity with the feminine. And they're sitting in a whole lot of freaking truth when it comes to this communal effort that the twins are here to bring forward. And I don't think it feels good. I really think since about that Pisces new moon is when all of these shifts started happening. And something about that Libra full moon is likely going to bring a lot of communication because the masculine has to release this burden once and for all if we are to stop the division. We'll see what's hidden below the surface. He's moving on from that karmic entity. It is the death of the karmic feminine. A lot of these masculines have been dealing with some scorpionic energy, underworld energy, and with the karmic feminine coming out and the chariot with the death, that is the end of these contracts. It is over. I feel a lot of the karmic feminines are lashing out, angry, trying to manipulate and control the masculine, and he's like done. It's done, it's over, and he is packing up, moving homes. And I do feel, yeah, he's kind of been withholding there's that 4 of Pentacles. That's where he's at, the 3 of Swords. He's been withholding the pain on the heart when it comes to losing this feminine. So when the twins come together and we initially meet, we create this third energy. So many of us have been crowned in the higher realities, and that third energy is this cosmic baby. And it's time to birth this third energy. And I'm being shown the Vesica Pisces. The Vesicus Pisces, I think, is when the two twins we each have our own energy, and when we merge and come together and then we separate, because the masculine attaches to the karmic entity, and that's why we go into that soul shock. If you do cross your masculine's path, there's the shock because there's that third interference, and we're here to birth that third energy out of pure God source energy. So the masculine is now feeling the pain on the heart, like the feminine had to, transforming his life. He's been withholding this pain for a very long time, and it's coming forward with a vengeance. Pandora's box has been opened. The key to the doorway has been opened when it comes to building these legacies, and I think you're not going to even see the masculine coming in. He's definitely moving, and I think you've kind of been blocked energetically from all of that drama as the masculine faces divine rapture and that awakening, that final judgment call for this brand new beginning. You know, there's love here and there's abundance here, but the masculine has to, you know, honor the fact that he walked away from wish fulfillment and grieve that loss before taking action with that apology, which I feel will likely be around the full moon on the 16th. Let's get a couple of twin flame oracle messages. Definitely a big lesson in loyalty. We do need to remember we are warriors of light. This is what we came for, to transform and transmute these energies. I feel the masculine is deep within this metamorphosis, preparing for this Heros Gamos union. And big shifts are coming with the gateways this week. You can't deny the energy. And the masculine is in the process of this deep metamorphosis for this Heros Gamos union. I do believe experiencing the twin flame soul merge, because our mission is unconditional love. And as the feminine stays grounded in the present, enjoying the journey, I have to sneeze. That is where the masculine has to shed all of these programmed beliefs and these underlying limitations, because the energy is pushing the masculine to grow beyond this chaos and conflict with the karmic entities. So the masculine's definitely working through some very difficult past life karma at this time, dealing with a very negative karmic partner. All of these current challenges with the karmic entity are surrounding all of these past life woundings that all of us have shared together. And there's big changes in the wind as the masculine prepares to shift out of difficulty. So do be prepared for a fated imminent union. Celebrate divine feminine. We are coming closer. So keep doing that energy clearing. Cleanse your energy field. Keep your system open to the flow between you and the universal energies, you and your twin. Get rid of all outside sources. Get outside and ground the energies, because we are stepping into miraculous healing energies very soon. We'll get a couple last messages for the divine masculine's energy, and I'll pull some divine doorway messages. So we're going to use the seasons of the witch, the voices of the past, and I got tingles all over my face right now. That gut feeling that the masculine's been ignoring, well, now the spiritual world is haunting him. I hear guns in my head and they won't stop is the song that I'm hearing. Guns in my head and they won't stop. Spirits in my head and it won't stop. So, yeah, this gentle nudge is now a screaming helter-skelter in the masculine's mind space is what I'm feeling. And they're haunted, all right. They're haunted by all of these past actions, all of these past life abuses are coming up. The voices, the voices, spirits in his head and it won't stop. And it's like the floor is breaking below him. And he's kind of naked at the feet, at the mercy of these cosmic energies. All of the false walls are caving in. He's backed into a corner, and I feel he's being haunted by the past. I do feel a lot of the masculines are very alone as they go through this rebirth by fire energy. That's so funny. My masculine said he doesn't like to get burned. But yeah, I was the one that burned up in flames while he went towards the karmic entities. So death as part of this awakening, and it's not blissful and it's not painless, but this is where the masculine rises through the mighty flame, resurrected as that true divine counterpart. We'll get some divine doorways, and these flipped right out the other way. So forgive and forget, all of those cards come out again. Deep heart healing, change beckons, begin here. The masculine needs to release the fear if he is to begin here and now. It is time to mourn the past once and for all in order for the masculine to emerge from the darkness, for this new day to start, for this embracing of this healing heart, and change is beckoning. Everything is shifting, and all of these roads are alarming the masculine to make this exchange once and for all, to forgive and forget, to trust in the universal energies coming through. Maybe that was it. We'll try one more round, and if nothing comes out, 3 of Cups. So this is a positive 3 of Cups. Thankfully, celebration is near. It's kind of time to toast this doorway awakening, because the sun is setting on the karmic release. All of those old cords of pain are fading away as the masculine burns upward through this rebirth by fire, and the energy is calling the masculine to go towards his dream and to only listen to the heart. And there's a lot of divine guardian protection leading the masculine back home to joy. And look at that, the art of life. There's nothing more sacred than being bold in your own skin. And I think that's a big message for the masculine. His silent skills of ghosting are no longer going to work as we fully ground these new earth energies. And he's being definitely challenged in the energies without a doubt. Surrender. We are not in control of an outcome, divine feminine, and neither is the masculine. So do be present in the moment. Go into meditative states this week to really connect to source energy is really going to help you get through these shifts. And we'll see any last messages with the Starseed deck, please. All right. 3rd time's a charm. There we go. Everything always happens in 3s for me. So follow your intuition. Big message. Our intuition is always guiding us. And it's when we turn off that intuition that we get really lost. So we are being called to be those guides, those healers for others on the journey. And we are going to be experiencing all kinds of higher ascension states this week. So get ready to evolve your consciousness is a big message, and trust your intuition. Be the observer to expand your consciousness, because we're tapping into the divine matrix, our starseed mission, and stepping into freedom, because love is our birthright, and we are here to live in our truth and to share that truth and love with the world. And that's what I have for a forecast for the week ahead. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated, guys. If you would like to book a personal or a twin flame reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.